Always having visions of the future.
Wait, I'm getting a premonition.
What is it?
In her future, Tulakt will quit fortune-telling and get a real job.
You two are looking sour as usual.
You can't say that to us.
Sure he can. This place has all gone downhill ever since Pyloon's opened its doors.
You know Grease and I are friends, right?
You have friends. How about that?
Well, tell your friend to act like the old owner, Abel Drongite.
With Abel, you could go hundreds of cycles without paying your tab.
And if he got real tired, Abel let you sleep on the floor.
Abel also got himself shot by raiders.
Hey, nobody's perfect. What?
So you got the compass, yeah? Well, guess that's it. Next stop Jedi, and then, you know, it rhymes with Mandalore.
Sure you're ready to leave Pyloons behind?
I gotta admit, it's in good hands. And this ain't a one-way trip. We can still visit, right?
Just have to be careful.
Sure. I was more of a risk taker when I was younger. These days, I just want a place to call home.
Yeah? When we were fighting Dagon, those hallucinations, what were they for you?
My friends, suffering because they followed me. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
I saw Kata in her room, stormtroopers coming for her, breaking down the door. But you know what? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Thanks for being there and having my back.
No. Thank you, brother. We're closer than ever to giving the people we love real safety.
Did anyone tell you about the Mogu around the raider base?
No, found it myself. Took it down.
You don't mess around, do you?
All right, you old bat. I'm in.
Ha ha! There's the bonehead I know.
So come on, kid. What's next for you?
I've got a chance to find someplace safe. I plan to make good on it.
Well, I'm no good with advice, but, people who... Hell, I messed it up. I'm just trying to say, listen, the happiest folk live somewhere between what they want and what they got, you know?
Yeah. I hear you.
Really? Sounds to me like the old man's noodle is starting to fray.
Damn it, Dana, I was being... Ah, forget it.
Talk later, buddy. Cal, just in time. The old grouch just made the best decision of his life.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. I'm done pounding sand. Reckon we're ready for a big score.
The big score. The one we've been waiting for. Sitting right under the imps' noses. Got a tip about some derelict Imperial equipment up on the mountain. Prospectors have been too yellow to go for it. But we ain't yellow.
We sure ain't.
This time tomorrow, we'll be sitting pretty on an industrial fuel injector.
This is a bad plan. There's an Imperial garrison on that mountain.
Barely even heard the plan.
Ah, don't bother, Brock. There are sayers, and there are doers. The doers do, and the sayers squawk about it.
How'd you get mixed up with the Bedlam Raiders?
Well, I had a drink from Monk. Then another, then another, then another, then... Right. I stumbled outside and sort of confused one of the big raiders with a dewback.
Don't tell me you tried to mount him.
Okay. But if I don't, that's the end of the story.
I can see why the raiders tried to kill you.
Oh, they've got plenty of reasons.
So you're a fortune teller?
Not exactly, though prospectors do ask me to read the planet's fortune from time to time.
They want you to tell them where to mine, right?
Exactly. But my gift is not so precise as to provide specific locations. What I see, I share. It is up to them to interpret my visions as they see fit.
So Coruscant turned out to be a creative dead end, huh?
Exactly. Life's too big to waste on something that isn't working out. You understand?
Yeah, I gotcha. So you took off?
Mm-hmm. Abandoned my label, my penthouse, the promise of fame, all of it.
Where'd you go?
Left my agents a note and hopped on the next transport to Kuat.
An industrial world. Just like your home world, right?
Yep. New and familiar, all at the same time.
This place is starting to fill up, Cal. Guess the word is out.
It's looking pretty good.
Seeing this place start to get its legs feels like the start of something historic. What if, centuries from now, there's a city here? Even Eldera was just a lumber colony once.
Doma better start investing in urban planning.
True. Turgle told me he named a road after his foot.
Seeing these battle droids about takes one back, doesn't it?
Maybe a bit.
Oh, the Clone Wars. Those were the good years.
I've never heard anyone say that before, Moran.
Oh, sure. A separatist secession backed by tax-loathing free marketeers begins. Just as I'm establishing a profitable extrajudicial shipping operation. They paired like wine and flatcakes.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Apologies, I'm being insensitive. You probably fought in the Clone Wars as a child soldier, right?
No, not exactly.
Well, I suppose it's all over now, one way or another.
Cal, you missed a right squall around here. Where have you been?
Here and there.
Well, you're here now. Did you hear about Turgle's shell?
Can't say I did.
You've got to check it out. Said he found it in the wash. To think.
You two have too much time on your hands.
So, you wish to hear of a time on the grapple with the crew of the Dread Captain Wanyak Wet?
Let's hear it.
Aye. My tenure began with quite a bump. The moment the grapnel hit orbit, her klaxons began to sing. A barrack ship full of lawful types swam out to the stars and hailed us. What be the meaning of this? Growled our captain. We're simple fisher folk. Your transponder codes tell a different tale, came the reply. You be standing on stolen property, you do. I have rightful quarters, said the captain. Come on aboard, and I'll surrender what was stolen. But scarcely had the lubbers set boot on the deck of the grapnel, when wham! The captain's harpoon skewered them like a quailfish on a spit. Now you can't do that when you're running line, can you? Said the captain to me, grinning in his foulsome way. I'm sorry to say that I picked up the harpoon that black day. For years, I did not toss a fish back into the sea when I caught her. Well, that is until... blobbing you to death. I'll continue my tale soon, lad.
You asked how life was different in my day. For one, I believe we were more charitable to one another.
Yeah, the Empire has everyone so afraid they just look out for themselves. What was it like back then?
Once I was running an errand for Master Kree, very time-sensitive business. I moved with such haste, I blew out my motivator. I was perfectly aware and completely immobile. Most embarrassing.
How'd you get moving again?
By chance, a friendly bystander diagnosed my predicament and graciously installed a replacement.
That's generous. Out here, they'd probably scrap you for parts. How'd you repay them?
I didn't. I never saw him again, but weeks later, I was able to help someone else. That chain of kindness kept the Republic going. For a while.
How do you like Pyloons?
It is like an oasis. A dirty oasis. Tell Grease I said that and you will regret it, droid.
God, we were just discussing what we should renovate next.
Just lots else to fix around here. To the Raiders, you know.
Yes, of course, but surely we can find something a bit more inspiring for our next project than a water pump.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
So, it looks like we aren't the only ones who found romance on Kobo.
What, Turgo and 2 locked? I don't think that's in the stars.
Come now, Carl. That delightfully dark Maven has been casting wayward glances at you.
Aaron? What was the look?
She's a hard one to read. You, however, couldn't be more obvious. So, what are you waiting for?
Good question. A lot going on right now.
Okay. Don't get so caught up that you miss the small things. 'Cause those are the things you'll remember.
Our garden's almost full, buddy. Healy, what made you stop your research?
I lost my lab. Once the Empire occupied my planet, it seized my nursery, uprooting every flower, fern, and sapling.
That's horrible.
Worse, they repurposed my lab into a biochemical weapons facility. All my research, now used as a means for death. I refused to cooperate, escaped on an unlicensed shuttle, and here I am.
Oh, You're safe here.
I have been told that before. But when you say it, I believe it, Cal.
Any family back home, Peely?
They did not survive the Imperial occupation.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate that. My parents and siblings were soft-spoken, but all of them were defiant.
Like you.
I suppose. Now all I have are my plants. They are defiant in their own way. Vines can rise in the harshest temperatures. Roots penetrate the thickest ferrocrete. That is how we will defeat the Empire. Time.
Is there any plant you can't grow?
There was a rare subspecies of a Pulia blossom that I found quite stubborn.
You still seem frustrated by it.
No, of course not. Well, yes. It sticks with me, this one, I suppose. No matter what I did, where I planted it, how I treated the soil, it refused to grow. It was like it was acting out of spite, like a petulant child. Turns out, that subspecies of Pulia blossom only grows in the wild.
It only wanted to grow on its own.
That's right. You have the mind of a true botanist. Oh, hello.
Got new seeds to plant.
Every plant bears a secret.
Perfect. Should make this look vibrant. All our work is really paying off, BD.